I always thought I'd be successful, even in high school. To be here at 27 years old with such a fun business, you know, I could never have hoped for it to play out like this.
Davey Fogarty isn't your average CEO.
So we're going to come out with heaps of TikTok content for this.
The Adelaide entrepreneur has created a retail empire from an unlikely source.
The Oodie is a wearable blanket, so it's got a flannel fleece outside and a Sherpa fleece inside.
The jumpers have been labelled a fashion crime by some, but millions have been sold around the world, and sales spiked during lockdowns.
I think that they don't look that bad. When we first started the brand, influencers wouldn't even wear them. So we've come a long way there. People are starting to wear them down the street. So hopefully it'll soon be sensible office attire and our mission will be done.
Its founder and CEO has made it onto the Financial Review's Young Rich list, which estimated his worth at $170 million.
Being quite young and managing people, I feel like I've got a long way to go how to learn to be a CEO and support everyone properly. I started doing businesses since I was in primary school, just constantly trying to launch ideas. Honestly, they've all failed. I think I failed around 6 businesses. So I'm pretty shy in front of the camera, to be honest. Today's actually an exciting day. We're heading to Sydney to do a shoot. Social media is super important. We live in like a day of infinite leverage, so to build an audience and be able to market towards them and build a community to get feedback on as well is really important.
The response I got a lot of the time was, oh no, but people aren't going to want to buy beauty products on the internet.
Hey, how you going?
Melbourne-based cosmetics behemoth Adore Beauty was founded by 42-year-old Kate Morris in the late 90s.
Didn't really have very much money to get started, so ended up borrowing $12,000 from my boyfriend's dad. If you'd said to me back in the garage that, hey, you know, in 20 years' time, you're going to be listed on the ASX and have a team of like over 200 people, I would have thought you were mad.
In the decade since it was launched, the online retailer has become hugely successful, and business was booming during lockdown.
We, experienced huge growth. I mean, I think our business, doubled and nearly tripled kind of overnight.
Could we move that around the front there? Does that work?
Yeah.
What do you think?
We saw some really interesting trends during lockdowns, and we used to call it the scented candle index. Yeah. So it was kind of the number of scented candles that we were selling was kind of directly correlated to how bad people were feeling around lockdown.
They have the pigment of a lipstick, but...
Like the Oodie, Adore is also 100% online with no bricks and mortar stores. It listed on the ASX last year and was one of the biggest IPOs of 2020, now worth over $400 million. Malcolm Turnbull talked a lot about Australia's innovation boom. What happened to that? Did we have a boom? Is it over?
Oh gosh, I certainly hope it's not over. I think there are tremendous opportunities for Australia to really be at the forefront. I think there still is a challenge for Australia. There's a bit of a tall poppy thing, so you certainly become very aware, and I think this affects women disproportionately.
She hopes the culture is shifting.
I think about, for my girls, what I want them to believe is that if they see something in the world that they think could be improved, that they feel like they can do that, and that they know it's going to be hard, but also they feel like they have the grit to attempt it. And so I think for Australia, that's where the real opportunity is to bring that through in our kids.
37-year-old Tim Fung is another homegrown tech success story who landed a place on the Young Rich list thanks to his app Airtasker, where anyone can outsource everyday tasks.
I didn't really come from an entrepreneurial background. Following university, I was involved in various problem solving, and some of those things turned into businesses.
Tim hatched the idea with his co-founder a decade ago.
I was moving apartments back in 2011. I asked a friend of mine, Ivan, to come over and help me move. This just got us thinking, why do we ask family and friends to help with all these kinds of jobs when there's so many people out there who are looking for a way to earn additional income? And so we thought there's a massive opportunity.
Since then, the Australian company has seen global success, debuting on the ASX earlier this year. It's now worth almost $400 million.
I definitely would not say that we wear suits and ties at Airtasker. I actually haven't seen anyone in a suit and tie in the office since we started, I think, which is maybe a bit concerning.
While Airtasker's office staff get to choose where they work and are offered lots of incentives, it's faced criticism as part of the growing gig economy.
Airtasker has been criticised for having an exploitative business model in terms of how the staff or the contractors are paid and minimum wage and so forth. What's your response to that? Is that a fair criticism?
I think Airtasker is very different from the gig economy. I think that when you're talking about things like food delivery and ride-sharing apps, it's the platforms itself that are determining the price of the work. What Airtasker is doing is part of like a flexible labour movement. We don't determine the price of the jobs. That's completely determined by the customer and the service provider. I, in fact, went out and did a day of tasking a little while back. I did everything from assembling furniture to making deliveries to cleaning out a fridge. It was incredibly hard work. I think that what Australia as a country can do is really shout from the rooftops about how awesome Australia is and talk about the successes that we've had in Australia.
Good job.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.